What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and welcome to my Thunder Dragon Bystial deck profile. I want to say this is probably the most enjoyable combo deck in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's one of the only combo decks that honestly doesn't really look like it has any flaws, because Shifter does nothing against this deck, quite visibly, because what are they gonna Shifter? Like the normal summon of Solar, or like Shifter on standby? Thank you, can I give you a hug? What are they gonna do too? Like Bystial banish my Roar or my Dark or something? Like, nothing really beats this deck. This is ridiculous, but honestly, this deck barely has any flaws, and outside of, like, maybe consistency issues, everything is just very easy to, like, navigate your way around, and it actually has a really high ceiling, and, of course, because of the high volume of Bystial monsters, if you are playing against a lighter dark-heavy strategy, you're pretty much always going to be winning going second, and, of course, if you win the dice roll, game 1 is probably to you because the end boards are disgusting. But yeah, before this video starts, make sure you like and subscribe. You already know the drill, and if this video can get 1,000 likes, I will be making a revisited version of this deck profile featuring the new indirect support that we are getting in Age of Overlord, thanks to the new Link to Monster. It's a really insane card, but yeah, anyways, let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, I'm playing 3 big dragon monsters that you can search with Melody of Awakening Dragon. It's really up to you if you really want to play these cards, because they're not really they're not mandatory. They're kind of win more, honestly. But if you have like full combo and Melody, you're pretty much 100% winning the game, because you're going to be able to hand loop your opponent for an extra 2 cards. Diabolos is, Diabolos. I have like PTSD from playing against Kashtira. But yeah, Diabolos can make your opponent lose an extra card from the hand. Levineer is the same if you can banish 3 dark monsters. And you can Omega your opponent twice in the combo, because you go Omega for the first time and then Dispatter, revive back the Omega, and banish your opponent another card from your opponent's hand. So if you have like full combo, you can make your opponent lose 4 cards from the hand, on top of making a really big board of several interruptions. It's really, really disgusting. So that's the reason why I'm playing these cards. And Chaos Emperor Dragon of Armageddon, usually a really good card if you're playing Bystials, very easy to search, and it's pretty much a free level 8 extender, so why not? Overall, really good cards, but to be quite honest with you, they are a little bricky. But at least this deck is a Chaos deck, so these cards do make sense to a certain extent. And I want to say this is like the more explosive Dragon Link deck that doesn't play the actual rocket monsters, so there's less bricks, but at the same time, less one-card combos, and you focus more on playing it as an actual combo deck. So it's not a mid-range deck where you get to play a lot of hand traps and a lot of one-card, semi-one-card starters, no Romulus and stuff like that. But if you really want to, you can turn this deck into like a semi-Dragon Link deck. It's really up to you and your preferences, honestly. Anyways, for the Bystial monsters, I'm playing 3 Lubellion, 3 Magnamut, 2 Saronier, as well as 1 Druid Worm. Saronier is really, really good, because if you draw it alongside Solar, it's still kind of like combo, because you're going to be able to send the Lubellion and then revive it back by tributing the Dispatter, and then Assault Synchron, revive back, etc. So yeah, definitely a lot of really nice things that you can do with Saronier, but Lubellion is obviously the best because it gives you more freedom, more flexibility, and it's also gets you like the Magnamut as well as the revival back, which gets you the regained. There is really no reason to play Branded Beast in this deck. You don't want to play extra bricks, you want this deck to be as clean as possible, and you don't want to draw like dead cards going second, because honestly, consistency can already be an issue for you. But yeah, so that's the explanation behind these cards. No Baldric, I think it's it's definitely not necessary. Like, all it really does is, like, banish a monster summon from the extra deck when your opponent summons one, but you don't really need that. You just want, like, more gas, if anything. You can even argue that the Druid Worm is not useful, but you can still search it with the Magnamut, and Hieratic Seal can still tribute it on the field in case you get hit by, like, a Dark Ruler, for example, so you can still have some nice interruptions. So yeah, that's it for these monsters. And now for the Thunder Dragon monsters, the only way to make these monsters not feel like actual Garnets is if you play 2 of each of them, and then at this point you might as well play a Lure of Darkness because you're playing so many dark monsters. So I think this ratio makes sense. But there's no Colossus, unfortunately. If Colossus gets unbanned, this deck is completely unstoppable, because on top of having full combo, you also have a Mystic that cannot be destroyed. It's just ridiculous, honestly. Now for the other kind of starters, basically your normal summons are going to be Armageddon Knight, 3 Batteryman Solar, as well as 1 Dark Grepher. Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight are searchable by Reinforcement of the Army. If you want to, you can actually play Danger Monsters in this deck. Definitely very respectable. You can also play Destiny Hero Malicious. So many respectable options, honestly. This deck is, again, very, resourceful. It can be splashed with a bunch of engines. You can play Revolution Synchron as well as tuning with the Assault Synchron. You can also play some other packet like engines, like the Brave Token engine, which combos well with Ringo Worm, but I don't really like it because then you can't really go normal summon solar effect, and that is how you make your Bystials broken. And Batteryman Solar is like honestly the best monster in this deck, because if you have that with a Bystial, you're doing so much. It's ridiculous. So it's just really good, and that's the reason why I'm also playing cards like Small World, for example, really trying to draw that, get access to that solar as early and as fast as possible. So yeah, that's why this deck is a compact 40 card deck with draw power, thanks to Allure of Darkness as well, and search power. But yeah, so we're playing 3 warrior monsters basically thanks to Reinforcement of the Army, 3 solar, so you're always gonna have like a way to normal summon a monster, but Dark Grepher can also special summon itself, but it would be very neggy, so more often than not you're just normal summoning it. You don't really have to like discard it and then send to something else, and then normal summon Armageddon Knight. It's gonna be redundant at this point. By the way, if you want to, you can also play the Strudo. That's definitely another decent option, but there's not really any level 7 synchro monsters that are really worth playing because Ancient Fairy Dragon barely does anything in this deck. So yeah, if you have any like feedback or any ideas to make this deck better, please let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, 3 Assault Synchro on the combo where you tribute your Dispatter with Lubellion and then revive it back is really, really good. This card is just absolutely insane. Ringo Worm is also really good, allows you to spam even more synchro monsters from the extra deck because it's like a double extender, so very good card, but it's only good if you have like Solar and a Bystial, so that's my issue with this card. Sometimes it's just dead, and it's not really searchable, so yeah, there's kind of like no reason to like clog on this card. I don't know, it's good, but it's a little bit of a win more, honestly, sometimes. If you want to, you can cut this card to 1 or just not play it at all. It's really up to you. Again, as I said, the Allure of Darkness goes very well alongside all the dark monsters that you have to banish. As I said, Reinforcement of the Army, 3 Melody of Awakening Dragon, you've got 3 search targets, Foolish Burial, you can send the Roar if the Batteryman Solar gets ashed or impermed or something. It's the only way to lose, honestly, so that's kind of like a Call by the Grave for the deck. You can actually play Call by the Grave itself, but whatever, I mean, it's irrelevant. It doesn't play around Imperm, but Foolish Burial does. 3 Small World, of course. Everything in this deck bridges very well. You got like a level 2 light, you've got a level 4 light, a level 2 dark, level 6 dark, level 6 light, level 5 dark. You've got like so many different characteristics. This card is pretty much always capable of doing something. And then finally the Branded Regained, no Branded Beast again. Really want this deck to be as clean as possible. For the extra deck, I'm playing a lot of really terrifying monsters. So yeah, this is like the beauty about this deck, right? You get to play like so many boss monsters and always access them with your combo. So Bystial Dispatter, a joke to summon, and it's extremely powerful. Chaos Angel, very nice card, and you can also summon it using a light and a dark monster. Very easy thanks to Batteryman Solar, which is a light, as well as your Bystial monsters, which are dark monsters. You don't even need a tuner monster for Chaos Angel. That's just to show you how incredible it is. Anyways, Baron de Fleur, very good. Again, it can negate Nibiru, so if you can summon it early, all the better. Omega, you can hand loop your opponent with for 2 cards using this card. So yeah, it goes very well with a Bystial Dispatter. Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon with Stardust Dragon, so you can make like an unaffected by card effect Baron de Fleur. So even if your opponent has like Nib Imperm, it's not going to be enough. Yeah, Stardust Dragon. Charge Warrior, you can draw 1 card when it is Synchro Summoned, and you can use it using Armageddon Knight, Dark Grepher, Solar, with either Assault Synchron or Ringo Worm, and then you can climb up into Axel Synchro and then into a level 10 monster. All of that while drawing a card, so it's not too bad. And it can also like attack all of your opponent's monsters, so it can come up sometimes going second to break boards. Martial Metal Marcher, the way you summon this is using the token from Batteryman Solar as well as a level 2 tuner in the form of either Assault Synchron or Ringo Worm, and then you get to have a level 3 tuner, which synchros using the Thunder Dragon Dark for an Omega, and then you can combo off even more, so I love this card. You don't need Link Cross for this deck to be, for this card to be like really good, which is the cool part. And finally, Evo Zorash, which is a rank 6 Xyz monster, generic, and it is also an Omni Negate, so this card is fantastic. Now I'm playing for the Link monsters, Access Code, Appaloosa, Unicorn, Dark, Masquerina, and Hieratic Seal, but there is a new Broken Link 2 monster that's going to make this deck way better, and I can't wait to showcase combos using that card. Now for the idea section, I'm playing Shifter. I'm considering playing Shifter. This is the only combo deck, honestly, that can actually play Shifter, which is just insane, honestly. like normal summon Solar and then Chain Shifter and you just win the game. Absolutely hilarious. Anyways, Seyfert, not really worth it. It's going to be a brick more often than not because I don't want to play the baby dragons. All they really allow you to do is either Hieratic Seal Pass or Romulus and then search Ravine, and then like what are you really sending? Not much, honestly. Maybe Lubellion, but there's very little that you can do after that. Revolution Synchron, again, I don't play any field spells, but you could play Ravine, which is one of the field spells, but then what is going to be the second one? Boot Sector Launch? Might as well play Dragon Link at this point. Sharnga, the Waning Moon. If you want to play Blackwing Full Armor Master, really good combo. You can special summon this card for free if there's a monster with 2000 or more attack on the field. Can be your opponent's monster as well, so even going second, this card can be a free extender. And it's a level 2 tuner, which always goes well with your level 1 tokens, so that you can go into Martial Metal Marcher. And this card is like impossible to out, so it's a very cool combo. Anyways, Hope Harbinger, because you're playing a lot of level 8 monsters, literally like 6 of them, and you're always going to see them. Underworld Goddess, Scaldeat, Trisbania, because you can go Masquerena into Trisbania and then banish a bunch of cards your opponent controls if you're playing against a trap deck and you're going first. Phoenix, if you just want like more utility, but it's not really worth it, because again, it's getting power crept by the new Link 2 monster. Desires, which is not really worth it, but you can try it out. Gold Sark, which is pretty much the same as Foolish Burial in a way. Tuning to search the 2 Synchron monsters, Assault Synchron and Revolution Synchron. Eradicator Virus, because of course you're playing so many Bystial monsters. And finally, Branded Beast, which I do not recommend. Anyways, that's all I had for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.